In the first matchup, the Palms took down the Freaks 15-10. Freaks looking for redemption. Race number 1, partner forward, starts now. We are off. On your screen right now, you got both teams in that first quadrant starting off that partner forward. We've got deadlifts, we've got weighted pistols. 9 reps of each element in that quadrant. The males will perform 9 deadlifts, females perform 9 deadlifts. Then the males jump back in. 9 weighted pistols, ladies, 9 weighted pistols. You're gonna notice you have Heather Hudson right now in the hash mark for the Palms. In order for her teammate, Chris Acosta, to perform those weighted pistols, she has to be standing inside of that hash mark. Once he finishes his reps, they will switch, and she can only work while he's in the hash mark. Right now, France Petty Papa in the hash mark as Alyssa Martinez finishes her weighted pistols. But Heather Hudson is making up ground. And Heather Hudson makes up ground for the Palms as Acosta opens up his second set. 7 deadlifts right here for the Palms. As I'm speaking, Alyssa Martinez to the second barbell first before Heather Hudson. And they are off down to that dumbbell, 40 pounds in the hand of France Petty Papa. The police officer out of Hollywood, Florida, looking to make up ground and widen the lead for the Miami Freaks here in race number 1. In the first match of the season between these two teams, it was 15-10. The Freaks lost by 5. Those 5 points together accumulated for getting no points on the ladder race, and they threw the bonus flag, won the sprint relay. It was worth 4 points, but because of a roster violation, they got 0 points. So those 5 points that they lost in that match ultimately cost them the match. So we're looking for the Freaks not to make any mistakes as they look for redemption. But right now, we're going back to the Palms. Coed, the closer Johnson, my pick for Rookie of the Year. One of my top picks for the MVP of this season, as he has come in to close. Him and Briley Hansen are the duo, the closing duo for these Palms. But right now, Sam Secord, Ivan Gajan, looking to close out race 1 with a win for the Freaks. Here comes Hansen. We're going back over to 4. Quadrant number 4, Sam Secord, as he looks to close it out, and the Freaks take partner forward. A race win to open it up. Plenty of time left for the Palms. As we go throughout the day, if it's your first time joining us here on the live stream, if it's your first time watching a grid match, the races are worth 2 points to the victor. As long as the other team finishes underneath the allotted time cap, they will get 1 point. If they don't, they will get 0 points. Very unlikely for us to see a team not finish under the time cap, but it has happened in the past. After 1 race, the Freaks lead the Palms 2-1.
Equipment's absolutely amazing.
The barbells are probably the most, I'm the most picky about, and they're smooth, they feel great. All of the equipment really is really good, especially kettlebells too.
I love the fact that Jim is actually a local guy and everything's quality. That's kind of the biggest thing, is that he's able to provide really high quality equipment to everybody at a really low price. Our athletes like the Valor bars way more than the Rogue bars.
I mean, with soccer, or any sport really, you always have like well, girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like, that kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore, it's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
No one is just one flavor.
The carbs are my essential every day. Since I started using it, my workouts daily change. I would say the recovery, like that's what it helps me the most. At the end of the trainings, like the end of the season, your body doesn't get too low or too destroyed. Like your body have time to recover and you feel it day by day. So I would say carbs and recovery are for me my essential.
And back to the action here at Frickin' Fitness Weston Championship Weekend in the Florida Grit League. Your first match of 4 today between the Miami Freaks and the South Beach Palms, as we will crown the Southern Conference champion. At the end of this race, the winner will take on the winner of the Tampa Bay Brigade and the Gainesville Wild. Huge thank you to some of our sponsors that made this season and this weekend possible. Valor Fitness, not only are they the Northern Conference venue, but they supply all of the equipment that you see on the grid floor today and every weekend. So huge shout out to Valor Fitness. Huge shout out as well to 10 Performance. You saw the last commercial. Use the code FGL10 for 10% off 10 Performance right now, today. Do it now. And doing it now, we're getting into race number 2, and that is Mirror. With a 2-1 lead right now, the Freaks looking to go ahead and widen that, but the Palms look to come back and tie it all up at the end of this race. Mirror, if you've never seen it before, you can see it right now on your screen. 2 barbells for each team. One for the males, one for the females. They're going to hang clean that barbell today. It's a total of 40 repetitions, so we're looking at 10 in each quadrant. We got 4 quadrants, that's 40 reps. Once that barbell is picked up off the ground, it cannot touch the ground. If it does, you could pretty much call this race over. They are off. You've got Laura and Maxwell for the Palms. You've got Gomez and Secord for the Freaks. 135 for the ladies. We're looking at 215 for the men. We're moving at the same exact time right now. Henry and Placencia for the Palms on your screen. Garcia and Martinez for the Freaks. Martinez is done. Garcia finishes up. Slight lead right now. You've got Heather Hudson, Chris Acosta right in front of me for the South Beach Palms. Petty Papa and Kaufman for the Freaks. And a mishap with Hudson right now. Can she recover? Kaufman is moving. Petty Papa is moving. And we're moving at the same exact time, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and final quadrant. Hudson and Johnson. Rodriguez and Garcia. Kay Johnson, Barley Hansen. And the South Beach Palms come back and take the mirror. We were neck and neck, but ultimately, Briley Hansen and Cade, the closer Johnson, takes the race for the South Beach Palms. After 2, we are all tied up at 3 apiece.
Meet Olipop, a new kind of soda. Naturally sweet, nothing fake, supports digestive health. Delicious soda that's actually good for you. Yes, please.
I found Grid because I work at Freaking CrossFit, which the owner owns the Miami Freaks. But I reached out to other teams first, and I actually met Briley over the internet on Instagram because I was a weird stalker. And she invited me to come play for her team.
So what made you reach out to others as opposed to Storm?
There's a little bit of history behind that. I actually did originally ask him, but he told me his roster was full. And he didn't really know me as an athlete quite yet because I was, again, new to the area. I just moved into the area. So he told me to seek other teams, so I sought other teams, and then Briley and I ended up becoming really, really close friends. So then after the tournament, he was like, Freaks 2021, and I was like, no, South Beach Palms 2021, because, you know, I want to play with my friends.
We get it. You're the 5 a.m., up and at 'em, getting in your cardio before the sun is up tight. The heavy lifting, no rest day, squat till you drop, giving it your all, and then some type. The working on the weekend, burning the midnight oil, hustle all day, every day, cause one day, you're gonna show 'em all. This is what you're made of type. And like I said, we get it. Because we are too. And we designed our bars for us, so we know they're good enough for you. Want more, do more, be more. Breakout Bar.
Coming back to the action, I grabbed myself a breakout bar real quick. Quick snack in between races. Make sure to use the code FGL20 for 20% off breakout bar today as well. Maybe you're thirsty. If you're looking for a new kind of soda, make sure you try out Olipop. I'm telling you, much better than the sodas out there. And again, you always like trying new stuff. So try it out, Olipop, a new kind of soda. And a new piece to the FGL season is the Ringer Point race. Right now we're getting into the first of two. In every single match, the home team and the away team will each pick a race. It's a quick race, minute time cap. They will pick it, and it's their way of playing defense out on the floor today. They can pick it, and the other team just has to adjust and put a player in there to run that race. This race was chosen by the South Beach Palms. It is 6 triple touches for time. Triple touch. That is a total bar, chest to bar muscle up consecutively. You're going to have Heather Hudson running it for the Palms and Alex Alvarez running it for the Freaks. Throughout the regular season, once you were chosen for a Ringer Point race, you could not be chosen again. That resets now in the playoffs. The Palms chose this. Let's see if it pays off. Hudson, Alvarez, Ringer Point race, 6 triple touches. They are off. Hudson first onto that bar, but Alvarez moving swiftly. First muscle up done by Hudson. She is 1 element ahead of Alvarez. Alvarez needs to turn it up if he wants to catch her. Will this choice pay off for the South Beach Palms? Heather Hudson takes the Ringer Point race. And again, it was 2 points to the victor, and as long as the other team finished with a 20% margin, they will get the point. If they finish outside that, they will get 0. We'll get confirmation on whether or not the Freaks will get their 1 point. But the Palms leave 3 races with 5 points on the board. Coming up next, the strength specialists get the shine with the ladder.
A lot of people don't go to the doctor because they're afraid the doctor's gonna say, stop CrossFitting. We should never be our patient's limiting factor. Our job is to help our patients hit whatever goal they want to with no restrictions. And I think today's healthcare model doesn't allow that because your insurance will limit that. Being in an insurance-based clinic a lot of times you get restricted on what you can treat, how much of it you can treat. And then half the time people are told, oh, well, it hurts when you do a kipping pull-up. Don't do those anymore. Rather than, hey, let's find a way to resolve this so you can go back to doing that. You want to go talk to somebody who does those things and totally understands what you're doing, rather than going to somebody who's never done any of those before and maybe understands biomechanics really well, but if they can't actually physically watch you do it, it's going to be really hard for them to fix that problem. So I would say, if you're dealing with any kind of pain in the gym, we're the people to go to.
Get that salt in, baby.
Welcome back into the action, ladies and gentlemen, as we are 3 races down in the Southern Conference Finals between the South Beach Palms and the Miami Freaks. The Freaks were able to finish within that 20% margin, and they did get their 1 point. So we're going into this ladder race. Palms lead the Freaks 5-4. Speaking of Element, you saw their commercial during the break. Make sure you go to Drink LMNT. That's drinkelement.com/FGL to get your free sample pack today. All you have to do is pay $5 for shipping. All of the players on the grid, behind the camera, on the cameras, we have fallen in love with this electrolyte supplement, so you will not be disappointed. Make sure, go on to drinklmnt.com/FGL and get your free sample pack of Element today. We are getting the ladder set up on the floor. Every single match we have the ladder. It just depends what kind of elements you're gonna see on the ladder. Today, it's gonna be the clean ladder. Right? All we're looking for these players to do is clean that barbell 1 time. Right now on your screen, you've got the finish line. You've got that 4th quadrant. That is the heaviest barbell on the floor. That, a successful lift in that quadrant will be worth 4 points. As we go backwards, that 3rd quadrant worth 3 points. On your screen now, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 1, worth their respective quadrant numbers. So they're gonna start off in that 1st quadrant, 250 pounds for the men, 165 for the ladies. Successful lift, get yourself 1 point. Quadrant number 2, same thing, worth 2 points. We're looking to see it. You have strategy change from match to match, depending on the element as well. Will we see teams try and clear the floor? If they can clear the floor, that means a successful lift in every quadrant. That's a total of 10 points to their team. Will we see some players skip quadrants to make up some time and get as many players through the ladder as possible? At the end of it all, the team with the most combined points will win the race. If a team finishes more than 10 points ahead of the other team, that losing team will get 0 points. So it's, again, strategy. So many different ways you can take this. So many different ways you can lose this race. In the previous matchup between these two teams, the Freaks lost by a total of 5 points. 4 of those came due to a roster violation in the sprint relay. That one crucial point came from this exact race. The Freaks lost by more than 10 points to the Palms in the ladder, causing them not to get their 1 point in this race. Again, it's going to be a close, hard-fought battle all match long. You'd hate to see it come down to 1 point and it be because of not finishing a race, or in this case, not getting enough points. We got the teams ready. We've got our amazing support staff, equipment team setting up this floor for these teams. You see those Valor Fitness weights. They're gonna be using Valor Fitness barbells. Make sure to check them out at Valor Fitness _. That is at VALORFITNESS _. They always got some great deals and some new equipment coming on out throughout the year.
Like I said, we get it. Because we are too. And we designed our bars for us. So we know they're good enough for you. Want more, do more, be more. Breakout Bar.
So we are back to the action, and we got a rerun. So it was just explained by the Commissioner Mather Wiswall that Heather Hudson's foot left the floor early before the call of go. It was not caught by the referee, but in all fairness, that's what we're trying to do here. Keep all things equal for all teams. We're gonna rerun that ringer point race. So Heather Hudson, Alex Alvarez will run this race once again. 6 triple touches, 4 time. Right now, it is all tied up at 3 apiece. Hudson, Alvarez, rerun the ringer. They are off. Can Heather Hudson repeat on the ringer point? There she goes. She is 1 muscle up ahead of Alex Alvarez. She was told that she lost them the race. She's looking to come back and win it 2 times in a row. Heather Hudson does it 1 more time. And this time, there might be a 20% margin. Two times in a row, Heather Hudson comes through and takes the 6 triple touches. This time, it might have cost the Freaks a point. What a showing by Heather Hudson. For her to win the race, to celebrate with her team. And in all fairness, the foot left early, so they reran it. She came back and did it again. This time, faster than before. But we know for sure, this time, the Palms will get their 2 points, bringing her total up to 5. We're gonna wait and see if the Freaks will get their 1 point after that ringer. Coming up next, the ladder. So we're staging up for this ladder. As I explained before, I'll briefly explain it again. You're gonna have 2 barbells in each quadrant. Your quadrants, you see it right now, that is quadrant number 1. They are numbered 1 through 4. A successful lift in each quadrant is worth that respective amount of points. So right there, you see Kate Johnson walking up to the barbell. He skips it. He's going to quadrant number 2. You see Briley Hansen just successfully complete a clean in quadrant number 2. She will get 2 points for that lift. You'll get 1 attempt in each quadrant. If you miss one, you can go on. If you miss one, you can go on to the next one. But if you miss it, you cannot attempt it again. At the end of this race, the team with the most accumulated amount of points for their team will win the race. And as I said earlier, the Freaks and Palms, last time they met up, the Palms finished this race winning it by more than 10 points. In the case that a team loses by more than 10 points, they will not get a point for that race. And as close as these races have been, as close as I believe this match is going to be, that 1 point can cost a team the match. It can cost the team a trip to the FGL Championship later on this evening. We got four matches today. First, Freaks Palms that you're watching right now. Coming up later on, 1:30 p.m., you got the Northern Conference Finals between the Gainesville Wild and the Tampa Bay Brigade. Then you have our Kids Grid, you got our All-Star match, and then at 7 p.m. tonight, live, where you're watching right now, the FGL 2021 champion will be crowned. Here we go. We are starting up the ladder. Clean ladder. 1 clean, 1 attempt per quadrant. We'll see if the Freaks can regain the lead as we go into this. Palms 5, Freaks 3. So it looks like the Freaks did not finish within that 20% margin in that ringer point race, so they did not get a point. As you have Joseph Gomez on your screen, he has cleared every single ladder this season, looking to sweep it today, and he can't with that fault on that rep. Jess Placencia, she will clear all 4 cleans. Winter Nicolette Rodriguez looking to clear as she's going on to that clean. Going into that final quadrant. Laura on your screen right now, 300 pounds. Easy for Jeff Laura. Rodriguez clears that 210 barbell. Laura, 3, 2, 5. Power clean with these. Here's Ivan Gaichan, the FGL rookie. Through his second quadrant. 300 pounds for Ivan Gaichan. Easy. Here comes Brianna Maxwell for the Palms. 210 pounds. And Maxwell stands it up. Gaichan, 325. Chris Acosta sleeping on the other end. He finally wakes up as he makes his way over to quadrant number 2. Easy power clean for the man out of Miami, Florida. We go over to Sam Secord as she finishes her third quadrant. She goes over that 210-pound, looking to be the second female for the Freaks to clean it, and Secord cleans it up. You got France Petty Papa, you got Briley Hansen for the Palms. We go over to Hansen. Quadrant number 3, easy power clean for Hansen, the team captain, the head coach of the South Beach Palms. France Petty Papa, the Hollywood police officer. France Petty Papa, 325. Brett Henry on your screen. Petty Papa was not successful on his lift, his fourth and final lift. Henry on his third lift, power clean. Henry going over to quadrant number 4, 325 pounds, and Brett Henry cleans it up. We've seen some of the Palm players skip that first quadrant. They're going the route of not wasting time on that first barbell, having as much time to get as much players through this. Hudson through that quadrant number 3, going to quadrant number 4. 210 pounds, Heather Hudson cleans it. Anthony Garcia through quadrant number 3. We've got 1 minute remaining in this clean ladder. Here comes Kay Johnson through quadrant number 3. Garcia fault. Kay Johnson, 325 pounds. Kay Johnson closes out his ladder. Alyssa Martinez with a sweep, easy power clean. We go over to Melian, quad 3. Martinez can't get quad 3. Melian can't get quad 3. Here comes Brent Proctor. Calling an audible, goes to quad 1. Cromo Centro, quad 2. Proctor for quad 2, easy. We've got 15 seconds. Brent Proctor taking his time. Cromo Centro, quad 2, can't stand it up. Brent Proctor stands it up. And we'll close it out. Erica Kaufman with a successful lift. She'll get 2 points for the Freaks. We'll see if they come into play. We'll see if the Freaks can take a ladder or if the Palms will widen their lead here in the Southern Conference Finals. We're going to tally up the points. We'll get you an accurate score update when we return. Back to the action here, live from Frickin' Fitness in Weston. As we're getting into the ringer point race here. This time, it was chosen by the Freaks. In this race, we got a barbell on the floor, but that is going to be the ending to the race, I believe. Because it starts with that sprint. We're going to start with that sprint, trying to see who we're going to have on the floor for these teams. It looks like it's going to be Gomez and Acosta. They're going to sprint down to that fourth quadrant. We have a barbell waiting for them. 225 pounds. 5 snatches. As fast as they can get it done. And boy, do the Freaks need this win. After 4 races, Palms 7, Freaks 3. That shows me the Freaks lost by more than 10 points in the ladder. And they have dug themselves a hole here in Weston, Florida. If Chris Acosta can win this race, it is going to put the Freaks in an even bigger hole as they look to come back and get into that championship match later on. The Palms, an undefeated record on the line today. Jojo Gomez looking to make his case for league MVP, for team MVP. Chris Acosta looking to sweep the ringer point races for the Palms. 5 snatches, 225 pounds. They are off. Jojo Gomez, Chris Acosta, 5 snatches. A faster transition for Gomez. And Jojo Gomez takes it for the Freaks. He starts off slow, but finishes faster. The Freaks will take the ringer point race and they will get their 2 points. We're going to confirm and make sure the Palms will get that 1 point. The Freaks needed that. After that ringer point race, we've got 4 races remaining. Coming up next, the males and females team up in pairs as we've got Jack and Chill coming up.
My name is Paula. I'm number 11. I play for the Miami Freaks.
And then today you did, what did you do today for the butterfly? With the med ball,
With the med ball. That was the first time. I really thought about it before doing it because I only had 5 reps. So I was put it on the balance. If it was worth it to risk to drop the ball and do those 5 butterfly, or maybe stick to the safe and just do regular ones. But I practiced them like the entire last 2 weeks and it was working, so I was like, I want to give them a go, and it worked.
We see a lot of times you and Eric Cardona kind of going face to face, right?
Yes.
How does it feel to be a female and being equal?
I mean, at some point, I'm never looking to who am I going against. Because for reals, I just need to calm down and stay calm and focus on what I have to do. So I barely see who I'm going against. But yes, this time I saw that I was going against him on sprint relay. Eric Cardona, he was the first guy I saw doing the butterfly muscle ups, and I was like, wow, that guy can hit 3 muscle ups in the time the others do 1, so he was like my hero. But today I didn't go scared. I was just like, I feel we're equal right now. Of course, it's easier for him that he was a gymnast and he used to do that. You know, rings is not a discipline for ladies, for girls, because years ago, like, they thought that women aren't strong enough to do the rings. So I think that's what's great, like going against a guy. Like, we can show that we can do it too, and we can be as fast as them, and we can do the same amount of reps as them.
Coming back into the action here as we get into Jack and Jill. Freaks, 5. Palms, 8. So they close that lead from 4 down to 3 points with 4 races remaining. You just saw Paula Leyes-Blum in that feature. One of the most prominent players in this FGL. She's been here from the start. She blew up off of her butterfly muscle-ups. And she is just one of the best people in this league itself. One of the nice people you'll meet on the grid floor. And you're gonna see her shine now in Jack and Jill. 1 male, 1 female on the grid floor at a time. They're gonna go 50 toes to bar, followed by 30 muscle-ups, and ending with 5 back uprises. For the Freaks, it's most likely going to be Andres Montenegro and Paula Leyes-Blum that will lead the effort in this race. You're going to see a combination for the Palms. You're definitely going to see Heather Hudson. You might see Briley Hansen. You'll definitely see Tammy Gjorkos. You might even see one of my favorite rookies on the grid floor this year, and is Cody Schaefer. You're going to see Brent Proctor. So the Palms most likely choose maybe 5 to 6 players in this race. For the Freaks, we might just see 4. You've got Franz Petty Papa, Judy Gonzalez lined up for the Freaks right now. You got Paula Leyes-Blum, Andres Montenegro waiting in the ranks. Brent Proctor, Gjorkos lined up for the Palms as we got our teams figuring some final touches out with the rings here. If you're just joining us, welcome on into the Frickin' Fitness facility here in Weston, Florida. I am Alan Duarte, taking you through the conference final matchups today. Starting off in the Southern Conference, Freaks and the Palms. The Palms coming into this with a 4-0 record. Freaks coming into this with a 2-2 record in which they tied with the Fort Lauderdale Lions, but due to point differential, they took that second place spot and made their way into the Southern Conference Finals. Later on this evening, this afternoon, you're going to have the 4-0 Gainesville Wilds and the Tampa Bay Brigade representing the Northern Conference. Getting our final touches out on the grid floor right now. After this Jack and Jill race, here's what you can expect. We're going to have the female triad. 3 females working on 3 elements at a time on the grid floor, followed by the males taking on that same exact race, just a little bit heavier, a little bit more challenging on some elements. And then we finish with that sprint relay. 3-point lead right now for the South Beach Palms. The Freaks looking to cut down that deficit to 2 here on Jack and Jill. 30 seconds till we begin. 50 toes to bar, 30 muscle-ups, 5 back uprises. Gjorkos, Proctor for the Palms. Petty Papa Gonzalez for the Freaks. Jack and Jill is underway. 50 toes to bar. You're going to see that waterfall effect come into play. Yes, Only one player can be working at a time. And it's the teamwork coming into play. Whereas one player performs a rep, the other gets into their motion to then come in with the next rep. Communication, practice coming into play here. Petty Papa closes it out for the Freaks. Gyurkos closes it out for the Palms. And Petty Papa is done. You got Cody Schaefer for the Palms on your screen. Paula Leyes Blum for the Freaks. Montenegro coming in to relieve Leyes Blum. Hansen coming in to relieve Schaefer. Leyes Blum will switch to Montenegro. Schaefer will stay on the rings. Schaefer holding strong. He will switch with Hansen. On your screen, you see Montenegro in the background. Andres Montenegro holding that butterfly effect. We're looking for that hand to go up. Who will finish the 30 reps first? Leyes Blum back on the rings. It's looking like Montenegro to finish the back uprises. Hand is up for the Freaks. Hand is up for the Palms. Schaefer loses a ring, costing time here for the Palms as Montenegro onto the 5 back uprises. Looking to cut the deficit to 2. Final rep for Montenegro. Andres Montenegro closes it out, and the Freaks will win Jack and Jill. Plenty of time right now, 2 minutes on the clock as Schaefer looking to help out Hudson as he goes to the back uprises, swiftly moving through these. He's got one more rep. Cody Schaefer closes it out for the Palms, and the Palms will get their 1 point. The Freaks close on in with 3 races to go. Palms 9, Freaks 7.
Zero sugar, zero fiber, zero health benefits whatsoever? Huh, that's better. Olipop. Naturally sweet, nothing fake, supports digestive health. Delicious soda that's actually good for you. Anything else is a compromise. Olipop, a new kind of soda.
Right now, a lot of us need healthcare that's simple and affordable. That's why we created Antidote Health, because you shouldn't have to wait for the doctor when you need it. You should have access to a doctor within minutes, with lower monthly costs, no deductibles, and 24/7 access to a doctor. It's healthcare that cares about you. Get started today at antidotehealth.ai, available on the Apple and Google Play stores.
So I was not always in fitness. My dad actually passed away, and that was when I really started to focus on fitness because I wanted to do something for myself. It just kind of like was my way of dealing with it, was to go to the gym every day and to kind of like forget about what was going on. So I didn't always start being fit as I am, and so I really looked up at that time to other female athletes. What I love about Grid is that you have every single female body type, so we're constantly exposed to bodies we've never seen before, and to me that's exciting, and so it makes me more proud of, you know, like my body as well. I looked up to other people that inspired me. I'm glad that I can inspire maybe other people. Also, being in medicine, it is a pretty male-dominated industry. That also kind of helps me with that confidence of feeling like we can do it, women are here. So in fitness and in my medicine world, like this is all it's about is feminism and equality. So that's a big thing for me.
The Fountain of Youth is a standalone product in our collagen line that is fantastic for immune support fortifying your hair, skin, nails, your joint health, muscle recovery, and of course, gut health.
We do 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to plus up the immunity in this. We also include maki berry as a good antioxidant to help you recover.
We also have 10 times the daily recommended value of an essential B vitamin, biotin. Perhaps the best part about the Bubs Fountain of Youth is that the flavor inside this is like a purple taste of magic. When you put all those ingredients together, you've got immune support, you've got great support for your hair, skin and nails, joint health, muscle recovery, and more. And our collagen, as always, is grass-fed, pasture-raised, non-GMO, keto-friendly, paleo diet friendly, and all-around friendly for you. So come on by and check out the Fountain of Youth.
Feel good, do great. Make sure to use the code GRID, G-R-I-D, for 20% off of Bubs Naturals today. Bubs Naturals has an awesome mission behind it, and we love supporting them. If you want to try a 2-week supply of collagen, all right, you can always use that code GRID, 20% off. But for today and today only, Bubs is supplying a 40% discount off of their 10-ounce bags. 2-week supply of their collagen. Use the code GRIDCHAMPS. That is GRIDCHAMPS, GRIDCHAMPS. Use that code at checkout for 40% off of their 10-ounce collagen bags for today only. That deal will expire at midnight. So as we bring you back on into the action, before we left you, we had stated Palms 9, Freaks 7 during commercial breaks. During the commercial break, we were made known that the Palms had a roster violation. So we talked about it earlier, how a roster violation cost the Freaks points in that very first matchup. Today, a mistake by the Palms. They did not declare a player that was going to race in that previous race. Therefore, they incurred that roster violation. Therefore, they will not get their 1 point for finishing Jack and Jill. Therefore, the Freaks closed in even closer. It's Palms 8, Freaks 7. Going into the final 3 races, we're gonna have the triad. So you're gonna have 6 total elements. Excuse me, 5 total elements. You're gonna have 3 players having to complete a specific amount of repetitions at each element. So think of the elements as stations. Each station has a specific amount of repetitions to be completed, and they can't be split amongst the elements. They can be split amongst the players though. So for example, we're gonna start off in quadrant number 1. You see the dumbbells across the floor with 7 dumbbell burpee clusters. Each pair of dumbbells needs to have 7 dumbbell burpee clusters completed. It looks like you're gonna have Gyorkos, Placencia, and Melian starting off for the Palms. So Gyorkos must finish 7 at her station. If she does that, and Placencia needs some help in the middle, she can go over and finish the 7 that were in that station. But she can't do them on her station anymore. She gotta actually physically move over to that middle part and help out there. From there, they'll move over to the boxes, 24-inch box, 20 total box jump overs. Then they'll move over to 6 pistol stick jump overs. It's a 6-inch height. You're gonna have to perform a pistol and then jump over off that one leg. Then they'll have 4 rope climbs, followed by 15 cleans in that 4th and final quadrant. 115 pounds on that barbell. We got 1 minute before we kick off the action in the first of the final 3 races here at the Frickin' Fitness Weston Southern Conference Finals of the Florida Grid League. We got our judges getting set in place. Players are set in place. It looks like the freaks will begin with Samantha Coed, Erica Kaufman, and Julie Gonzalez. Palms, Placencia, Melian, and Hudson lined up at the start line. 15 seconds.
Referees ready, players ready, stand by.
And the ladies are off. We're gonna go for our wide angle right now in front of you, the South Beach Palms, knocking out 7 dumbbell burpee clusters. Leyes Blum was in there first. Now switches out to Gonzalez on the left-hand side of your screen. Hands are up across the board for all 6 ladies. Moving over to the box in quad 2. Little Congo style for the freaks. You've got Hansen, Hudson, and Yorkos for the Palms. Leyes Blum, Rodriguez, and Gonzalez for the freaks. 20 box jump overs. From here, we're going over to quadrant 3 for 6 pistol stick jump overs. Palms are heading over. Freaks are heading over. Can the freaks tie it all up, or will the Palms regain a 2-point lead? All 6 ladies stay on the floor. Go into those rope climbs. 1 rep lead for the Palms. All 6 ladies remain the same right now. None have switched out. This is the 4th of 5 elements. Hansen is done. She heads over to the 4th quadrant. Hudson and Yorkos will switch out. Rodriguez heads over for the freaks. Gonzalez will switch out. Leyes Blum will switch out. The Palms have started. 15 cleans, 115 pounds. The freaks need to turn it up into that 4th gear. Melian, Hansen, Placencia. Coed, Kaufman, and Rodriguez. Rodriguez has 2 reps left. Hands are up. We're waiting on Placencia. And just Placencia will close it out, and the Palms will regain that 2-point lead as they take the female triads. With 2 races remaining, Palms will lead 10-8. The males take on the triad next.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking, because
That things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's not dairy, it's gluten free, and it's soy free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
Bringing you back into the action, Alan Duarte with you. Here in Western Florida, Southern Conference Finals between the Miami Freaks and the South Beach Palms. It's been quite an interesting season so far in this 2021 Florida Grid League, as we have not one, but 2 of the newer teams in the FGL at the top of each conference. What you're watching right now is South Beach Palms, an undefeated season. Took down the Lions, took down the Freaks, and took down the Breakers. As well as a win at the Europa Expo in Orlando, Florida to start the season. It's been a team that went from the AS1 tournament last year with a few practices under their belt to what looks to be as a family. If you follow them on Instagram, they are tight-knit. They traveled up to Tallahassee to train at Barnyard CrossFit with their closer, Kate Johnson. Yeah, on the other end, you have the Miami Freaks, the first team to ever sign up in the Florida Grid League. A team with a lot of changeover on their roster. You had a few staples in Montenegro, Rubio, Kaufman, Leyes Blum. But a lot of changeover, a team that if you saw the little docu-series put together by the FGL, at times bumped heads. Can they come together right now with 2 races left and a 2-point deficit, close in this lead, and make this a match going into the sprint relay? The males take on the triad. 3 elements in each quadrant. All 3 elements with a specific amount of reps that must be completed before they move on. Garcia, Gomez, Petty Papa for the Freaks. Kate Johnson, Henry, and Acosta for the Palms. 7 dumbbell burpee clusters, 50-pound dumbbells. Hands are up quickly for all 6 players. Petty Papa is done. Gomez is done. Garcia is done. Got that Congo line by the Freaks. We go 30 inches for the men right now as Henry, Proctor stay on the floor. Michael Sherd, the U.S. Air Force member, on the floor right now for the Palms. Hands are up across the quadrant. Proctor will finish up for Henry. Hands are up for John Alvarez and Petty Papa. Petty Papa will stay on the floor. We move over to the pistol stick jump overs. Acosta and Johnson back on the floor for the Palms. Hands are up, and the Freaks go right to the rope climbs. The Freaks with a lead here as they look to close it on 1 point between the teams. Miscommunication, small, but it could be costly for the Palms. Johnson and Acosta get 1 in. Henry and Proctor come on back. Garcia stays on the floor. He's gonna switch it out. Alvarez stays on the floor. We got Gomez, Garcia with 1 more. 1 more for Henry. And the Palms catch up here. Miscommunication again for the Palms as the Freaks start off the cleans. Here comes Petty Papa, Gomez, and Garcia. You've got Johnson, Acosta, and Henry for the Palms. 185 pounds. And a miscommunication by the Freaks. Gaichan is coming. Hands are up. Petty Papa is done. We got hands up. Cade Johnson is done. All that's left, and the Miami Freaks take the male triad. All that's left is Johnson to finish up for his teammates. The Palms will finish. They'll take their 1 point. We're going into the sprint relay. Palms 11, Freaks 10. It all comes down to this, folks. The Southern Conference champion will be crowned after this race.
Hey guys, Briley Hansen here with I got this. We got this. Hey guys, Briley Hansen here with the Florida Grid League, and today I am here to teach you guys the grid movement, the double touch. Yeah, that was actually pretty good. Done. The double touch is a movement from the Grid League, a brand new sport that I play in. It is a combination of a toe to bar and a chest to bar put into one fluid movement. Before even attempting this movement, you really should be able to perform at least 10 to 15 toe to bar and butterfly chest to bar consecutively. To really understand how to perform this movement well, it is helpful to see the differences from the standard toe to bar and chest to bar movements individually. The timing has been altered on this slightly, but you can start to see how you use your momentum a little differently. The first thing to notice is how much bigger the forward swing is on the kip to create more momentum. You can then use that momentum while pulling down hard on the bar with locked out arms to generate more of an upward motion to set you up for the chest to bar, which you can see here at the point of toe contact, noting the shoulder angle. As a result, you will see the difference in shoulder direction. On the toe to bar, the shoulders move forward and down, while on the double touch, they elevate to put you in the correct position for the chest to bar into the other. Step 2 is connecting the toe to bar and chest to bar into one movement without worrying about making the actual contact to the bar with your toes or your chest. Once you start getting the rhythm down of going directly into the chest to bar from the toe to bar, you can move to step 3, which is making the toe and chest contact. Just one rep at a time, focusing on contact. The toughest part about the double touch is stringing numerous reps together because the flow and the swing can get really wonky really quickly, so step 4 is adding a pull down after 1 rep. After you can continuously do that, step 5 is working on the motion of 3 to 4 reps together without making the actual toe and chest contact again, but focusing on how quick and snappy you really have to be to make this movement flow.
Back to the action we go. Live from Freaking Fitness here in Weston, Florida. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. The sprint relay will determine the winner of the Southern Conference here in the Florida Grid League. The winner will head to the championship later on this evening at 7 p.m. to take on the winner between the Tampa Bay Brigade and the Gainesville Wilds. Sprint relay, 8 elements. The player that finishes the final repetition of an element is done for the remainder of the race. So strategy comes into play. You're gonna see some players do all the reps except that final one. They'll switch out, someone else will do that final rep, and then they will be done. Once the final rep is done, 4-point touch. This is key here. 4-point touch, fingertips, toes, behind that start line, and then sprint down to the finish line. That is how each element will finish, except for the flip sled, and that is how the race will be won. We're starting with 20 deck to pistols, followed by 16 toes to bar, 12 dumbbell thrusters at 40 pounds, 8 ring muscle-ups. You got that flip sled. You see it on that bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That's going to be flipped all the way down the grid floor. 10 burpee jump overs, 4 rope climbs, and we are going to finish off with 2 clean and jerks at 275 pounds. And I can put just about my entire life savings on it that you're going to see Jojo Gomez and Kate Johnson on that 4th and final quadrant, that 8th and final element on the clean and jerks. Put in the final touches. We got 45 seconds. If you are joining us, put down the phone, unless you're watching it on the phone. Put down your drink. I don't want you to spill it. And do not blink. Opening up with 20 deck to pistols. Yorko's looking to start off for the palms. It'll either be Gonzalez or Petty Papa. Winner goes to the championship. Freaks, palms, sprint relay. Here we go. Petty Papa opening up for the freaks. Yorko's opening up for the palms. 20 total reps. So chest, body to the ground, right into a pistol, standing straight up. France Petty Papa will hand it off to Judy Gonzalez. She's been here from the start for the freaks. She has yet to physically be in a championship. The freaks are fighting to end this weekend off as champions. First, they have to go through the palms. The palms at one point had a 4-point lead over the freaks early on in this match. The freaks have brought it within 1. Winner take all. Briley Hansen versus Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. Hansen is moving. She has made up ground. Rodriguez is on first. Up next, we have Erica Kaufman over to the dumbbell thrusters. Placencia for the palms. 40 pounds in each hand. Kaufman's moving quick. Placencia looking to make up ground. Hand is up. Placencia has made up ground on the freaks. Kaufman is done. You've got Paula Reyes-Plum, the former Gridley MVP, versus the rookie, Cody Schaefer on the rigs. 8 ring muscle-ups. Reyes-Plum is done. Schaefer with 1 more rep. A fault. Will it cost the palms? Here comes the flip sled. Anthony Garcia. You're gonna have Brett Henry for the palms, Garcia for the freaks. Garcia about a quadrant length ahead. Henry is moving. Garcia's gotta keep it up and hold this pace. One more flip for the freaks, and Garcia is done. We're going on to the burpee box jump overs. Rookie Ivan Gaichan going against rookie Heather Hudson. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Hudson picking it up. She has been a strong point for the Palms all season, all race long. Gaijan is done. We're going to the rope climbs for Alex Alvarez, a former champion with the Fort Lauderdale Lions, looking to become a champion with the Miami Freaks. Brent Proctor on the floor for the Palms. One more to go. Alvarez is done. We've got one element remaining. Jojo Gomez pleading his case for MVP. Jojo Gomez will close it out for the Freaks. Cade, the Johnson closer for the Palms. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Freaks are going to the championship match, and they will represent the Southern Conference. From down 4 points, sitting in that, having a fight for that second spot here today, the Miami Freaks will be crowned Southern Conference champions, and they are going to the championship match later on this evening. What a season by the South Beach Palms. Undefeated going into this match. Fought hard today. But ultimately, the Freaks rise up, and they will be meeting the Northern Conference champion tonight at 7 p.m. For Alan Duarte, signing off. We'll see you at 1:30. Brigade Wild Northern Conference Finals.